Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody out there. Happy Easter. He has risen. My name is Sean Ferrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Welcome to my channel. And let's not waste no time, shall we? Let's get right to it. I consistently talk about depression and suicide, anxiety. And today, 15 reasons why those who are suicidal don't reach out. They are ashamed of their struggle. They are scared they'll be hospitalized instantly. They don't feel like they have a safe space to talk about their suffering. They don't want to be accused of attention seeking. They're worried they'll be criticized for how they're handling things. They don't want to burden others with their problems. Their struggle doesn't align with others' perception of them. They're so overwhelmed that they wouldn't know how to communicate their feelings to others, their thoughts or feelings. They feel like they'll be misunderstood. They feel unworthy of support. They fear they'll be dismissed and given overly simplistic advice. They're worried they'll be judged more than they'll be understood. They're worried others won't be free and can't cope with another rejection. They're worried if they do open up, they won't be able to stop the flood of emotions that will follow, and they'll overwhelm you. And they don't want their loved ones to be concerned for them. Okay. So I'm just gonna talk about these real briefly. I'm not gonna be real long on them because I have something else that I want to touch on as well. They're ashamed of their struggle. I know many people out there who are ashamed of their struggle. I believe there was a man who jumped off the overpass, one of the overpasses here in Memphis. I think not too long ago, he jumped off the overpass. They are ashamed of their struggle. Just like, I was ashamed of mine. For one, I really thought that my girlfriend would leave me if I told her about my depression and my attempts with suicide or whatnot. So they are scared they'll be hospitalized instantly. I've never thought about being hospitalized. When I was thinking about suicide, that's something that I didn't think about. But to many people opening up, when they call crisis lines or when they tell somebody close to them, if they do reach out, they may be hospitalized. They may be afraid. People may think they're crazy. They may send them to a hospital or something. They don't feel like they have a safe space to talk about their suffering. There's a stigma that's still around suicide. Just watching a video the other day where a friend talked about people who commit suicide are weak and we are better off without them, which is cannot be further from the truth. They're in a lot of pain. People who contemplate suicide, they're in a lot of pain. They just want that pain to end. And sometimes it's when they feel like they've tried, exhausted every other option. No, suicide is a way to make that pain end. They don't want to be accused of attention seeking. Yes. Most of these reasons that I just read off apply to me. I don't apply to me and probably apply to a lot of you out there as well. I never really thought about it as attention seeking because there were certain people. No. Not certain people. I told nobody, okay? Not even my friends, family, co-workers, nobody. No, nobody. So, they're worried they'll be criticized for how they're handling things. They don't want to burden others with their problems. Now, number 6, they don't want to burden you with other problems. This really applies to this one that really hits me. This is the one that really applies to me. From my standpoint, this is just me. He's speaking. No, from my high standpoint, I looked at you as you're married, you have kids. My friend over there, he or she, they have kids, they have jobs, they have a lot of other things to worry about. So, no, I'm not going to burden them with, why would I want to weigh them down even more with what I'm going through, okay? That's something that I really asked myself when I was younger. That is something that I truly asked myself. Or told myself, rather. They got a lot of stuff going on in their own lives. No, I'm not going to add something else on to their plate off of my plate. So, I don't want to be a burden to them. And so I'll just keep it right here on my plate and just let their plate be their plate. And that's the way I looked at it. Their struggle doesn't align with others' perception of them. In other words, you can be coming to work appearing fine. You can show up to a social event and be fine. You can show up to a friend's house appearing fine, but you never know what's going on in somebody's head. You never know what's going on in somebody's head. And so you can have fun, work hard, yada yada yada. But you're deep down inside, you are really struggling. And so yeah, you can show up to work suicidal and pretend everything and appear like everything is fine. Their struggle doesn't align with others' perception of them. They're so overwhelmed, they don't know how they communicate their thoughts and feelings to others. How many times have we all been there? Sometimes there's no way to explain how you're feeling when you have depression. And sometimes there's no way to explain why you have thoughts of suicide. And there's sometimes no ways to explain why you have anxiety. They feel like they'll be misunderstood. They feel unworthy of support. Like me, when I was younger. There was no way in hell that I thought I deserved any sort of support. Because of number 11, they'll fear they'll be dismissed, be given overly simplistic advice. Like, you just need to get hit out more. Just be a lot more positive. Just be thankful for what you have now. No overly simplistic advice. They'll worry they'll be judged more than they'll be understood. Briefly, real briefly, strictly by accident. Back in the early to mid part of the 2000s, back when I was at FedEx, some co-workers actually found out that I was suicidal by accident. And what they told me was, don't think like that. And taking your own life is a sin, you know. They're worried they'll be judged more than they'll be understood. And so I guess that would be a small example of being judged more than being understood. The situation that they thought it was about was not necessarily what it was actually about. You know, that's for another day though. That has situation. That's for another topic to talk about. They're worried others won't be free and can't cope with another rejection. This is something that I didn't worry about. I actually didn't worry about when I was younger. They're worried if they do open up, they won't be able to stop the flood of emotions that will follow and overwhelm you. And number 15, they don't want their loved ones to be concerned for them. Again, didn't tell family, friends, didn't tell any of my loved ones that I was feeling like this. Didn't tell nobody. Because I didn't want them to be concerned. I didn't want my brothers to be concerned. Did not want my mom to be concerned. My dad to be concerned. So, these are just the 15. there. So these are just the 15 reasons why people who are suicidal may be afraid to reach out, which is a perfect segue into, I think it goes right there, which is a perfect segue into a topic that I spoke about a few weeks ago. Madison Holleran was her name, and she was 19 when she ended her life by suicide. She was a freshman at Penn, and she ran track, and she struggled mightily with depression. And she jumped from atop of a parking garage in Philadelphia, which is at the 15th and Spruce. Yeah, 15th and Spruce. And before she returned for her second semester at Penn, she had to ask for a picture of her when she was a kid holding a tennis racket. Okay. And so I also read that what was on the back burner of her mind was about to come to the front of her mind, which was suicide. Before she ended her life, she also wiped her internet history clean on her MacBook. She also shopped for presents for her entire family and a few of her friends. And she went up to the 9th story of the parking garage, 9 floors up. And she left the gifts there for her family. She hit the microphone. Before that, she left a note in her dorm room that said, "I don't know who I am anymore. Trying. I'm sorry. I love you. Sorry again. Okay. And she left a note in the bag of gifts that she had bought for her family. Okay. And this is what the note said. I thought how unpleasant it is to be locked out. And I thought how it is worse, perhaps, to be locked in. For you, Mom, the necklaces. For you, Nana and Papa, ginger snaps. Always reminds me of you. For you, Ingrid, who was her best friend, the Happiness Project, and Dad, the Godiva chocolate truffles. I love you all. I'm sorry. I love you. And she left the presents on the 9th story of the parking garage and ended her life. I read a quote in that book as well. It said, there are two rivers that merge to create a powerful current. Okay. There are two rivers that merge that create a powerful current. And I guess those two rivers were depression. One river was depression, and one river was suicide. Okay. And I guess they just formed a current around Madison. And I guess going to college was a trigger for her. Going to college was a trigger for her. But yeah, her story is powerful, sad, and out of that came the Madison Holleran Foundation, which you can Google, and just go check out the Madison Holleran Foundation. They're on Instagram and Facebook as well. But yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on today. Reasons people who are suicidal may not reach out. And I just want to touch on the second part of Madison's story. And with that being said, documentary update. It's almost finished. I'm still eagerly awaiting it. And I can't wait to see how it's going to look and sound. So, happy Easter to everybody. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. I am Sean Ferrell. I am out of here. Peace out, y'all.